Recently, there's been some huge Twitch drama involving some of the biggest streamers on the platform. Hassan, who I hate. Pokimane, who I hate. Mizkif, who I hate. Before I continue, it's quicker to list the Twitch streamers I don't hate. Number 1, Sips. Glad we got that out of the way. The story starts with a bunch of Twitch streamers campaigning on Twitter for Twitch to remove gambling streams. And this was caused by a guy scamming money out of his audience. I don't really understand how that got segued into gambling, but hey, when in Rome, I guess. The main argument for why gambling should be banned is because children watch gambling streams and then they spend all their family's money on stake.com. Now, nobody can actually give an example of this happening because it doesn't. But trust me, guys, kids all over the planet watch Trainwreck and then they spend $2.4 million on slot machines. Just like how kids watch Hassan Piker and become domestic terrorists, or how kids watch Pokimane and become whores. Regardless of your opinion on gambling streams, I think we can all agree that none of the Twitch streamers complaining about it give a shit. I highly doubt that Hassan, someone who routinely rips off his own employees, cares about gambling addiction. I mean, he does a podcast with a guy who made a mobile game that literally promotes gambling to children. But these are the guys who are gonna moral grandstand about the dangers of gambling. Whenever a Twitch streamer does anything, I ask the question, what's in it for them? Allow me to explain to you a simple concept with Twitch streaming. The way Twitch works is that only the big streamers get promoted, and Twitch is more competitive than YouTube because you're actively fighting with other creators for views. So for example, if there are only 5 Twitch streamers on Twitch with 100 viewers each, if one of those streamers disappears, those 100 viewers will be split to some extent amongst the rest of you. So it's within your best interest as a Twitch streamer to backstab and cancel all these other big streamers because you will gain a portion of their viewers. So in the case of gambling, some of the top streamers on the site do gambling streams like XQC and Trainwreck. And now you have the opportunity to essentially call for them to be banned with impunity because you mask it behind a virtuous message. In order to gain on Twitch, you have to suck up to all the big streamers in return for clout, and whilst you're giving them these sexual favors, you search for dirt on them so you can eventually destroy and replace them. They're kind of like the Sith. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. During this attempted assassination on the Twitch gambling space, Trainwreck, a gambling streamer, dropped a nuclear device on one of the main proponents of the movement, Mizkif. He claimed that Mizkif had been covering up a sexual assault that his friend had committed. Now, the person who did the assault is a guy called Crazy Slick. He assaulted a girl called Adriana Lee when she was sleeping in a party. According to his friends, he was ensuring she wasn't dead. Fucking hell. According to his friends, he was ensuring she wasn't dead by grabbing her breasts. He was just checking for lumps, bro. Come on. After Mizkif found out about this, he messaged her multiple times asking her about the situation, to which she didn't respond. So he decided to send his girlfriend Maya and another member of OTK, Mitch, to Adriana's house under the guise of getting the full story. According to one of Adriana's friends, who was also there, Barry, Maya was gaslighting her when she was writing her statement on the assault, getting her to change certain details of her account, and subtly threatening her. A lot of this was later corroborated by Mitch, the rat, who said that they were sent there by Mizkif for malicious purposes.
Give the chat a yes or no, a yes or no answer. Did Miz explicitly give direction to you and Maya and fucking whoever the fuck else was in that room to go to Adriana's house and to quote unquote downplay the situation or find a way to save Slick's ass? Yes or no?
The answer to that is yes.
Adriana was then completely blacklisted from the community. Other streamers were told not to stream with her in an attempt to completely destroy her career, ensuring the story would never come out. And Mizkif went on various streams, downplaying the assault as much as he possibly could. Now that's the basic story. Because of its conspiratorial nature, one of the big questions over the last week or so has been who else knew, and as such, a lot of reactions by other streamers have been analysed in an attempt to determine whether they knew or not.
Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure... I'm lost.
I don't even... Holy shit. Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail like, dude, all those girls cover up the sexual assaults, you fucking
Wait, what
scumbag
does it
piece
mean
of shit?
to
You want to come at me and make
railroad
shit up?
him?
Then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy.
I literally just read it. What does it mean to railroad him?
I don't know. What the fuck?
Oh, so Hassan and Pokimane knew. They clearly knew, right? I mean, this is the fakest reaction I've ever seen in my life. Pokimane giggling and repeating the word railroading does not help her case. My first reaction to a sexual assault would not be, railroad? That makes me suspicious. That makes me very suspicious. She was also like downplaying it and trying to defend Mizkif.
It's still not Miz, you know?
No, he's just. I think he's just trying to find anything and everything he can. But
your friend did some
also
weird shit that I heard about. Okay.
XQC and Trainwreck have also been saying that she knew the whole time and she didn't say anything. Trainwreck said she was cackling about the allegation, saying it was old news. And most importantly, that she doesn't actually care about gambling. Yeah. That's just par for the fucking cause. She clearly did it out of spite. She's also been getting pissy because people are saying she puts on a PR voice every time she talks about serious situations.
It is insane the amount of people that will call you fake or yell PR voice because you're not yelling like Train and XQC, and even sometimes Hassan, to get your point across. Don't you think that important discussions should be had calmly and fully showcasing effort to speak calmly? I think is a good thing. And the fact that you view it so negatively goes to show your lack of in-person social skills, and that's really, really embarrassing on your end.
Hassan, a few weeks ago, was dancing over the Queen dying, and his reaction to one of his friends covering up a sexual assault is, "Oh no, I cannot believe Mizkif did this. I cannot believe he did this. I knew nothing about this. I did not know anything about this. I did not."
Help that were involved in a cover with sexual assault for clout bait. You knew about it, like all the big. What the fuck are people saying?
Can we get much higher? So high.
It's honestly surprising that no one's made a rape allegation against Hassan. My theory is that he kills them afterwards. That is all.
Hassan Piker is blamed in everything due to everybody's Islamophobia.
I like how you assume he's Islamic just because he said America deserves 9/11. Stop being racist. Let's get to the funny reaction, the Minx reaction. So her defenses for the sexual assault are as follows. Slick is a weird guy. Slick watches Tom and Jerry. Slick is just being himself. Imagine saying that about an alleged sexual assault. Imagine your defense of the guy being, he was just being himself.
Say this? Like, you're allowed to say these things to a woman, about a woman?
Elaborate?
But yeah.
Slick is slick. We
No,
know,
that's okay.
like, I was here for this, and the other girl that was there too, and I heard them out. This is bullshit.
It's not frozen. This is just Twitch streaming. Further supports my theory that all Twitch streamers are androids. She still isn't talking. Oh, now she is. Oh, she stopped again. Oh, what's wrong, love? You got a fucking driver update? I don't really know what's wrong with Minx. She seemed like she has some kind of crippling brain damage. She just kind of laughs about it, calls Adriana Lee a clout chaser. There's a part where she puts a bunch of hair dye in her mouth. But apparently Minx was feeling left out in this whole situation, wanted to get involved in a cover-up of her own. Twitlonger was released by some girl who claimed that she was made to feel uncomfortable at a party during a drinking game when she was asked to take off all her clothes. And after she left, Minx had threatened to ruin her career if she ever came out about it. Don't know if it's real or not, but if it is, it further supports the idea that the peak of Twitch is basically Epstein Island 2.0 the squeakquel.
I do want to say though, I've never felt unsafe living in this house, and you guys know that. Simply, Russell, Miz, they've never done anything that ever made me feel uncomfortable or like they didn't respect my boundaries or anything like that.
Well, thank God. Because we wouldn't want you feeling upset now, would we? Thank you. Thank you for your pointless statement. Who the fuck are you? What relevance do you have to this entire situation? Kinda just seems like you inserted yourself into this and made the whole thing about you. And are you really gonna do the fake crying, the whole thing?
Like
okay.
Hi, my name is Carmen Winstead. I'm 17 years old.
God, I hate all of these people. This isn't a joke. I hope these people go to QT Cinderella shitcon or whatever it's called. I hope they're all on a large minibus and it just goes off a fucking cliff. Emeru wasn't the only person to insert themselves into this situation. Here he comes, Noah Hugbox, biggest snake on the fucking internet. I'm gonna make a dedicated video on this guy, but essentially he's inserting himself into this drama in a desperate attempt to convince his former audience that he isn't a snake, and Carson was actually a bad guy. Let's recap everything that's happened so far. Trainwreck exposed Mizkif and other streamers covering up a sexual assault. Now, if you have no involvement in this, what's the worst possible thing you could do to make yourself look bad. Defend Mizkif. So what do you think Ethan Klein did? He made a 40-minute podcast talking about a situation in which Trainwreck exposed a series of streamers for covering up a sexual assault, and his take was that Trainwreck is the worst person in this situation. The rapist? He's okay. Trainwreck is way worse. It's a perfect example of the Klein effect. In any given conversation, there will always be such a thing as the worst possible take, and Ethan Klein will always possess it. For 40 minutes, he pulls up old dirt on Trainwreck. I'll go through a few of his unfounded accusations. He bribes Twitch executives. He runs various scams. He sexually harassed Alinity. The best part about the podcast is that even Hassan, this fucking complete idiot, knows how bad this looks. He's trying to get as far away as possible from the topic because he knows it makes him look like a rape apologist. It's fair to say that if this was anyone else, I would just assume that they were trying to defend Mizkif and Slick, but because it's Ethan Klein, I think he's just a fucking pea-brained moron, barely capable of cognitive function. Now onto the final character, Mitch. He's the guy who gave the information to Trainwreck. He's the guy who started the entire drama. He's the rat. Mitch is one of the biggest snakes I've ever seen. He was essentially trying to manipulate this entire situation in a way that would lead to him looking like the hero. He literally threw everyone under the bus. He gave the dirt on Mizkif to Trainwreck, causing him to make a bunch of unfounded claims, and then he blocked the evidence of those claims from coming out. Now eventually this evidence did come out, because it was leaked in the form of a call between Trainwreck and Mizkif. In the call, he's like jerking off Mizkif. He's defending him, but he's the one who leaked all the information anyway, and everyone in the call knows it. He's such a fucking snake. In private, he's going, yes, Mizkif was malicious. Maya was sent there with malicious intent. But as soon as Mizkif's in the call, he goes, I didn't see anything. I was outside fucking playing with myself. I don't understand his logic. Even if Mizkif comes out completely unscathed, why the fuck would he ever align himself with you ever again? You're completely untrustworthy. He's gonna do everything in his power to fuck you over now. I would if I were him. In conclusion, these people are fake. Do not trust Twitch streamers. They are barely human. They may very well be androids. And if you're someone who wants to succeed in this field, then remember this. There are no friends on Twitch. Only future enemies.